So I think...
Hello! Internet, hello.
Yes, hello, Internet.
I'm Lee.
And I'm also Lee.
Yeah. It's 2016. Happy Yearmas.
Yearmas? We're going with Yearmas.
Merry Yearmas?
Oh, dear God.
Happy Year?
Yeah, happy Year. I'll
Happy
go with
New.
Year. Make happy.
Make happy. So it's 2016.
And
we just watched a movie.
Yeah, they called The Forest, with Natalie Dormer.
We watched a movie.
And I think the best way to describe is actually something you did in the fucking theater. When you saw that one thing down in that one area that I'm not going to spoil just yet, and I just hear you say to yourself, well, that was disappointing.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. It was a movie.
Yeah, it was a movie.
I want to know what your thoughts were, aside from what you just said.
There were definitely scenes in it that were good and largely... No, not largely, rather. Actually, yes, largely, because I can't speak worth shit. Largely, the special effects were good, I think. But other than that...
There weren't very many special effects.
Yeah.
This chair is broken, I don't like it.
But,
I don't like it.
Oh God, first video shoot, everything.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good time. It's gonna be a fun time.
I felt the plot had like no substance at all whatsoever. The characters were inconsistent. It just, I don't know. I thought I was really excited going into this movie. I thought conceptually this was a great idea. Do a movie about the Japanese suicide forest. That's great. I just think it definitely could have been done better.
I feel like I'm the opposite of you in every way here.
Perfect.
In one hand, because on one hand, I was not excited for it going in because it's January.
It still looked good.
It's January.
Fuck off.
And notoriously, January is not a good time for horror movies.
Yeah, but we didn't exactly have a great Halloween time this year either.
Yeah, but January is still the dumping ground for Hollywood's worst.
Yeah.
Woman in Black 2.
Oh God, can we not?
Paramount Activity Marked ones.
Let's save those for different
Texas
video.
Chainsaw 3D.
Let's save those for a different video, please.
The Devil Inside.
Please shut the fuck up.
We're talking about The Forest, though.
Yeah, we are talking about The Forest.
We shouldn't be talking about... I thought I was going in with, like, next to no expectations because it's January, and, it's January.
He's just gonna fucking harp on that.
It's a bad time. But... So I wasn't really expecting anything from it. I think because of that, I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't really like it, but I didn't dislike it. It was just okay.
I definitely understand where you're coming from, but I feel like there was too much wrong with it for it to just be okay. Like, it was slightly less.
I didn't really find anything to be wrong with it. I just found it to be lacking mostly. It
Exactly.
wasn't, but that's not really wrong. It was just that it didn't have anything necessarily it didn't have anything bad. It just didn't have anything to push it
You
too
don't
good.
think the, what's the word? Starts with an E at the beginning of the movie. God, please cut this. God, I can't remember. Where they explore characters' backstories. What is that fucking
Exposition?
called? Yeah, the exposition at the beginning. Yeah, can we please cut that?
No.
Fuck you. It's like midnight.
The exposition? Yeah, no, I will. It was definitely a rocky opening because the first 10 minutes of the movie.
10?
It's like 10 minutes.
20, dude. That had to be at least 20
minutes. It was
minutes.
less than 10 minutes.
Holy shit, I thought I was there for a year.
What, when it was jumping back and forth between America and Asia, that whole thing?
Oh, no, I'm continuing.
Oh, I was talking about that.
I think it was
That's
exposition up until the fact that when she met the guy in the bar. Up until there,
okay,
it was like
yeah.
99% exposition.
To an extent, yeah, I can see that. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because exposition's a good thing, and it makes you care about the characters. It wasn't done poorly, it just was done...
really poorly.
I don't know if it was done... I don't think it was done badly, I think it was just done... It was rushed, I feel.
Over 20 minutes it was rushed?
I don't think it was 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure it was like 10. Because by the time that she was in the forest, I remember I looked at my phone and it was only like... There had only like less than half an hour had gone by.
Really?
It dragged at points. I do agree with that. Story wise, it was a little clunky. I'm not going to say I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it's good. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad either. It was just
it's
sort
not
of
the worst movie I've ever seen. It's Snow the Woman in Black 2.
To me, I feel like that's the worst movie you've ever seen.
That's off the top of my head.
To me, it was just forgettable, I think is the word for it.
I don't know.
Which in a movie like this is awful because you can tell watching it there's a good movie under the surface scratching to get out.
Yeah.
And you were I saw that throughout the whole movie. There was a good movie in there. It was just, and I don't know if it was the script's fault.
It was buried under so much. It was definitely the script's fault.
I don't know if it was the script or the direction, but something was off.
Something
was off, and it definitely it felt like it was lacking something.
I want to say it was the script's fault though, because I feel like the characters were inconsistent, especially the lead male character, who I forget the actor.
I think that was intentional though.
Because it was too much.
I think you were supposed to not know what to feel about him, because I certainly didn't. I was wondering what the fuck was going on until the very end.
But it just all of a sudden, his character just 180, and then 180's back, and then 180's.
I will say that this table's sticky.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I definitely was I was invested in the story. I can't say I wasn't. Because it wasn't something like where I wouldn't care. Like Chris Duckman said it perfectly, is that I didn't, like, if the power went out like halfway through this movie, I would be upset because, like, I would want to know what happens.
Okay, I can agree with that. Like, it definitely was a movie that I wanted to see how it turned out.
Yeah, I was invested in the plot, but it was just, I see what you're saying about the characters.
I was super, like, I also just don't think they handled the plot well at all, especially towards the later stages of the movie.
It got weird. But I don't know what was intentional and what wasn't. And I think that for a movie like this is kind of bad.
Especially because it's then, you start questioning if you're not sure if something's intentional or not, it's just...
Exactly, because then you're not sure if
I'm wordsing like shit right now.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying, though. It's, I don't know. Natalie Dormer was in it, though.
Yeah, and she was phenomenal. We got 3 Natalie Dormers.
We had 3 Natalie Dormers in this movie. That was cool.
Yeah, watch the movie and find out.
I was okay with that. How did you feel about the performances overall?
I thought the acting was really solid. Natalie Dormer did a great job, I think.
She's always good.
Yeah. I don't know the lead male's name.
I don't know.
However, I think it was Adrian in the movie, so I'm just going to call him Adrian.
Aiden.
Was it? It was something with fucking A and an N.
Japan was looking awfully white, wasn't it?
Yeah, Japan was looking awfully white. Well, then again, the only white characters you saw were Jess.
Why not just make like Michi the lead dude though?
Yeah, they really probably should have. They didn't need to have
random
white dude.
For a movie about the Japanese suicide forest, I feel like Michi would have been... Yeah. I liked him. I actually liked that guy.
Yeah, no, I liked him too. He was a good character.
He was cool. I liked him. I didn't really care about the dude at all. I didn't care about Taylor something. Taylor, I don't know the actor's name. Sorry.
We'll put it right here.
Yeah, it'll be in somewhere there, up there. I don't know. I didn't care about him. I liked... Natalie Dormer's, both of her characters.
Yeah, both of her characters are all
twins.
She plays 3 characters, technically.
We'll talk about that later.
But she did great.
She was pretty good. I wasn't blown away, because I don't think that there was any... I don't think anything was in this movie was worth getting blown away with. There were no scenes that were like, holy shit, but...
Yeah,
for what it was, she did a good job. She did good.
Exactly. She took a shitty script and ran with it, and good job, Natalie Dormer. You're always fantastic.
Props to her.
Yeah.
Aside from performance, I don't think there's really any other performances worth noting. The creepy Japanese girl.
Oh, yeah, the creepy Japanese girl.
Otherwise, performances, I don't really think there were any worth noting. They were all...
Nothing. They were all very bland.
It was mostly just those 3 characters that we mentioned.
Yeah, there really was a movie with almost no characters.
Direction, it was fine. The setting, it's a really cool setting anyway. Aokigahara is...
There is one thing I have a problem with the direction. Just all the random shots that it did on, like, look at this moss, and then just stayed there for 5 seconds.
I didn't think that was a bad thing. That was just kind of showing the passage of time.
No,
water running down it?
No, I don't know what part you're talking about.
When they first walk into the forest, and she's hearing all the noises, and it's just...
Yeah, no, but there was no passage. There was no passage of time there. It was it just her staring at it.
No, it was just some cool aesthetic shots. I didn't think it was that bad.
I feel like it would have been cool aesthetic shots if it was about like a second, 2 seconds shorter per one. I know that's nitpicky, but it's just like...
No, that's understandable though.
I'm just watching this movie and then suddenly moss for 5 seconds. It's just... It's a horror movie. It's not meant to...
You're just building the location, though. I don't think you're just kind of getting the
build the
people
location
immersed
by watching them in this beautiful environment, this giant forest.
I can understand.
You don't need close-ups of it.
I want to know where they shot that because I don't think it was actually.
Oh, there's no way it's illegal to be there. I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, it's because.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I don't think they would let them shoot a movie there.
Yeah. Should we start on spoilers?
In a minute, 'cause I'm trying to think of other direction wise. There was something else I wanted to bring up. Oh no, lighting wise, but yeah, I think we're gonna talk about some more spoilery things now.
Yeah, so you don't want this
if you don't want to
spoilery,
yeah, if you care enough to not
this one wherever,
if you care
put
enough
6 like here.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I want you to.
I don't want to drown our viewers. We don't have any viewers yet.
Yeah.
This is our first video.
No, just put like 6 links to like the part of the video where the spoilers will be over.
Yeah, so spoilers. I feel like, and I wanted to say this more in the non-spoiler section, but I couldn't really say anything without spoiling anything. They had a lot of really cool, creepy concepts that would have been excellent if they didn't draw them out too long.
Yes. Dear God.
Thank you. There were a lot of really brilliant ideas in there that they dragged on a little too long, and it removed any of the creepiness from them. The scene in the hallway with the old lady scratching at the door, or whatever she was doing,
with the light blinking and all that. What was that? Like a full 30 seconds of looking at this blinking light,
and you see her in the shadows, and you're like, "What the fuck is that?"
And
then they ruined it with a jump scare.
Yeah.
And they did that a lot in this movie.
That was something I wanted to say. That was something I wanted to say in the non-spoiler bit.
I mean, I can cut it together.
How about editing?
Yeah.
I feel like there really was no sense of dread or anxiety anywhere in this movie. It was just a loaded jump scare.
I agree and I disagree because there were so many points where they were telegraphing the fucking jump scare a mile away.
Yeah.
Because everything goes quiet and you have them just the people in the audience were even fucking telegraphing. You were like, "Oh, here it comes!"
Yeah, and we were in a theater with like 8 other people,
and they were all obnoxious.
Oh yeah, they were.
But I think that the director knew how to build suspense. He did a good job at it several times.
I'm pretty sure it was post where
it was
totally
just
got fucked,
post was part of the problem, and the other problem was that jump scares are just
they're the fart
cancer of modern horror. It's awful. Why? Like, there's no reason to take something that's actually scary and ruin it with. I mean, at least none of them were. Well, one of them was a cheap jump scare. The old guy in the cab.
Yeah, no, that actually bothered me.
That was
such a bullshit jump scare.
That's a cheap scare. That's a false scare. It's really stupid.
Oh, that actually bothered me.
There were some great scenes of like building the tension where you had the room where she's in with all the bodies, and then the one starts breathing.
Yeah,
that was excellent.
I don't know what that is.
Ghosts. It's not a ghost. It's the Japanese ghosts.
No, the Japanese ghost girl.
The Japanese ghosts of it's what was it? Ashiko?
Hashiko.
I don't fucking. I'm not even gonna fucking try and remember.
It was something with an H, an SH, and a K.
I think it was an A, but
it might have been Ashiko.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I don't fucking remember.
I don't know. That scene bothered me. I said it out loud. There's a great build up of like seeing her all in the shadows, and then she's got that goofy ass look on her face, and I was like, oh well, that was disappointing.
Yes, that was the part I was referencing.
That part bothered me.
See, the first time with her, I felt wasn't so bad. Like
she was creepy up until that point, and then it just got.
I don't know. Even in the caves at that point, I was like,
well, she did her creepy pedo smile.
No, even before the creepy fucking smile, I just like, oh great, we got Ghost Girl again.
I love the scene that was in all the trailers when she's walking through the woods and the dude is behind her, the hangman dude.
Yeah, that was cool, I think.
I liked the build-up to it. When you see him in the background of several different shots, I was like, that's awesome. And then, jump scare, sort of.
It just wasn't scary.
It wasn't.
It was
really
cool, but it wasn't scary.
It was creepy. The lead up to it was creepy. I think the ultimate way to describe this movie is, it's like sex.
How the fuck is this movie anything like sex? Please enlighten me.
Because it's build up, build up, build up. I'm sorry, it's like disappointing sex.
I was about to say,
It's like disappointing sex.
with no payoff.
Yeah, it's like build up, build up, build up, and then she's like, I'm tired, bye.
Yeah. I'm sorry, how spoilery can I get? Can I ruin the ending? Like...
Well, I was going to talk about the ending.
Okay.
The last shot, you mean? Ghost Natalie Dormer?
Everything from when she is cutting off her dad's fingers onwards.
That was weird. That scene was weird.
When I saw her cutting off her dad's fingers...
The viewfinder scene was great. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Which one was that?
The viewfinder scene, I love that.
I would have liked it if it wasn't so ridiculous. If it wasn't so, oh, hey, and now there's a fucking viewfinder down here. I bet that's not a hallucination.
It was the one her sister had in the flashback.
Yeah, but it was a little too much.
I mean, we knew it was a hallucination, but I think that was a really good scene of, like, build up, like, because they built, that was really good build up.
Okay, yes, that was good.
Which is flipping through, because you know something's coming, and it's a jump scare, yeah, but it's built up effectively. And that's what I love about this movie. That's why I was comparing it to, no, I can't even compare it to Bad Sex, because the build up is good. But it's just
there's no payoff at all.
This metaphor is falling apart. I'm going to kill myself.
Okay, don't do that.
I'm gonna go to the suicide forest.
Don't become Natalie Dormer in this movie. But no, there's a scene where
I'm gonna take one of these on the way out.
Do it. Okay. There's a scene where she's hallucinating her dead father fucking gripping her wrist.
Coming back to life.
Yeah, coming back to life and attacking her and like grabbing her wrist.
Very weird
And
scene.
so she starts cutting off his fingers to get him off of her. The second I saw that, I went, she's killing herself.
Yeah,
she's dead. This is a hallucination.
I don't think anyone did. I don't think anyone didn't know that.
I think though it was supposed to be.
What did surprise me was Jess being alive.
Yes, Jess being alive surprised me, but at the same time, I think it would have been more fitting if she was dead. It made no sense for her to be alive, and plus, why did she just randomly start fucking running out of nowhere? Like, I mean, just suddenly, I must run.
No, she felt. She thought Sarah was with the people.
How could she know the people were there? She said, "I've been lost for days."
Because she sensed Sarah in the woods.
Yeah, but the people weren't with Sarah.
It doesn't have to make sense.
None of it made sense.
The last 10 minutes didn't really make a lot of sense.
Nonsense at all.
Nonsense at all.
Nonsense, yes.
Yeah,
it's fucking nonsense is what I'm trying to say.
No, the last 10 minutes or so, it kind of fell apart. I hate any movie that ends on a jump scare.
Yeah, but of course, Ghost Natalie Dormer fucking chasing at the camera.
Rest in peace, Michi.
Yeah, rest in peace.
R.I.P. in peace.
Or if he's dead, I don't even know.
He got ghosted by Natalie Dormer.
That sounds vaguely dirty.
No, that's all good. Not particularly.
The movie had some cool scenes.
Yeah, it did. It had. I think
the whole bit with the river. I thought that was a really
cool
cool thing.
I also loved the body floating down the river.
That's what I wanted to ask.
That was at the point when I assumed at that point Aiden was a ghost.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to ask. What the fuck was Aiden? Was he good? Was he bad? I think
he was just a dude who got lost in the woods with her.
But why did he actually say, "Oh, the key's in my boot," or any of that shit? Like, I couldn't tell.
He probably did say that just to be like, get her away from him so he can disarm her, take the knife away from her.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if it was just bad writing or if it was just a confusing scene.
Yeah, well, that whole scene was very. That was the scene where I was like, wait, so what's up with this guy? Is he good? Is he bad? I don't know.
I don't even.
I don't know.
It was just.
It was interesting. I don't know. That whole. I think it's just ultimately it was wasted potential.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And again, there was a good movie underneath this one.
Yeah, there was a movie in there that would have been good. It was handled like in shit. Not the best way.
Yeah, someone saw the package said fragile and didn't know what it meant.
Yeah. This metaphor's falling apart.
No, I got nothing else.
Overall thoughts, I think it was an okay movie with decent acting and a not terrible story that could have been better if it was given a bit more love.
I'm going to go ahead and say, overall, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. It wasn't great either, though, by any means. I definitely think it did more wrong than it did right. I mean, if it wasn't for Natalie Dormer, this would have been a completely horrific movie, I think. I think her acting actually saved this movie. Because the script was just awful.
So what would you rate this? What would you give this movie?
A C-.
Okay, that's actually, I was okay.
Well, I don't want to give it a failing grade, because it
I
did
would,
try.
I would, yeah, no, it definitely tried. The director, you could tell, at least cares about the genre.
Yeah.
And
It's
like
not
I said,
bullshit like the Woman in Black 2 cash grab.
we keep going back to that.
I'm going to keep ranting
we really
about
need
that.
to stop until we review it one day. Yeah, like I said, I think the director, you can tell the director cared, and ultimately, they tried.
You just
They
can't
just
save a
didn't
bad
succeed.
script.
Yeah, well, you can save a bad script. Sometimes it depends. Like, look at The Room. The Room. And Troll 2. Anyway. So I think overall I'd say solid C.
Alright, so we got a C and a C minus.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
go
pretty
see
similar,
it.
actually. Who'd you recommend it to?
If you like Natalie Dormer, I guess, since I think
Natalie
she's
Dormer.
pretty much the only thing that made this movie not fail.
Natalie Dormer fans, teens who think jump scares are scary.
Oh yeah, that one works.
People who want to
The
kill
faint
themselves.
of heart. Like, show this to your grandparents.
People who want to kill themselves. Like me.
Wow. That got real dark real quick.
Okay, bye.